Hi, I'm Bray. I'm from Cornwall and I'm an adventurer. My biggest passion is kayaking and I'm always looking to push myself that little bit further with more extreme, challenging expeditions.
The truth is, Bray is in a league of his own. The world's bravest kayak adventurer. A real-life superhero, constantly striving to set new records.
It's a very, very interesting story. The most interesting thing is probably why on earth he chooses to do these crazy things. He's had 7 major expeditions. Furthermore, he actually achieves them, and that's very unusual. It's really a case of mind over matter.
The paddle around Great Britain, when we put it to everybody, they said you can't do it. You need to do all this training, you need to do this, you need to do that. All you need is the boat, the willpower and the mental attitude.
Pete's circumnavigation of mainland Britain was in a 2-man kayak, with a partially sighted friend and no external support.
When you finish something like that, you know they say it can't be done and you've just proved all the doubters wrong. It's a great feeling, which led me on whilst paddling around. I actually said, let's paddle the Atlantic. Everybody laughed and said it can't be done. So I went and did it. In 2001, I became the first guy ever to kayak solo unsupported from Newfoundland to Southern Ireland, which is crossing the North Atlantic, the famous Grand Banks, the Flemish Cap, which is in the film The Perfect Storm.
It was a death-defying feat, many regarded as mission impossible.
I was at sea for 76 days, totally on my own.
What's more, the previous year Pete almost died when his first attempt was ended by mechanical failure. He spent 32 hours capsized in the freezing ocean. 12 months later, it was nothing short of miraculous when he finally completed his epic 76-day voyage.
74 of those days were in fog. I didn't know which way I was going except by my little compass. My GPS blew up after 2 days. A lot of the electrics started to pack up. They've never been tested in those extreme conditions. And eventually, after 76 days, I landed in Donegal Bay in Southern Ireland. 3 stone lighter and a world record breaker.
What's really good is he's so passionate about what he's doing. He's really inspirational, and what's key is he's already achieved a great deal, but the next expedition is going to be fascinating for anybody who comes on board.
When Pete conquers his next challenge, he'll become the first man in history to complete a unique round-the-world crusade, finances permitting.
This next challenge is a culmination of 10 years joining the land masses of the Northern Hemisphere. All I need to do is paddle from Russia to Alaska, and that would be great if I could get a sponsor to do it.
A decade and more of unbelievable conquests has taken Pete to the brink of financial ruin. But Pete is determined to raise the cash he needs to achieve his place in history. Even so, he won't take any shortcuts.
He's not going to take sponsorship from anybody. It has to be related to him, which is one of the reasons why we're here in Plymouth. This is where he grew up, and there are lots and lots of people connected to Plymouth who we're going to be in touch with.
The part of Russia I'm going to, which is the east coast, is not that well known. And where I come in Alaska, again, it's out in the wild. Although it's only a 60-mile crossing, which a lot of people don't realise, but from the start to the finish, I have to paddle over 260 miles because where I land in Russia, I'm not allowed to leave from, so I have to go up the coast by 200 miles to another port. There I can leave and then do the 60-mile crossing.
And what's great is that he's met up with people already in Alaska, and they're very, very positive about the expedition, and they're going to give it all the backing that they can. So that's a really good start for any sponsor coming on board.
And Pete has always been excellent value for previous sponsors. In 2004, the Pink Lady expedition, sponsored by the Apple brand, hit the headlines. And Pete won a bravery award when disaster struck at the end of this latest Atlantic crossing.
The difference with this one is I was asked to do it with 3 other guys that had all come from a rowing background. Eventually they got me up to their standard of rowing and we set off. It took us 39 days to get across. We had excellent conditions until the end when we got hit by Hurricane Alex.
Pete literally saved their lives. He managed to locate and inflate the life raft. He located the grab bag with the sat phone in it. He called the Coast Guard, and the Apple-sponsored event resulted in all 4 of the rowers safely picked up by a banana boat, which is one of the little comical twists in the tale.
A few months after, I got a letter saying I'd been awarded the Bronze Medallion Award for saving lives, which the other 3 guys had put me in for. I was both very proud and also, I hate to say it, I was also embarrassed because that's not me. I do what I do. And I was chuffed that they thought I deserved such a high esteem.
His natural inclination is to be very modest and to not shout about what he does. Truth is, the media love Pete, and knowing that we're going to get some international coverage, knowing that we're going to be producing a documentary, means that we know we can guarantee global coverage.
All I need now is a good sponsor to help pay for this last challenge, which has taken 10 years to accomplish. I will be the only guy ever to have done this challenge.
And that will make this former SAS sergeant the king of the kayakers.